Hi, my name is Michael Abella with M-Lab Golf at the beautiful Nemacolin Resort. So what we're going to do is we're going to correct your slice forever. But first, we have a few things we need to work on to get there. So the number one thing that creates issues is the club face. Number two, the path, and then the strike. 90% of the reason you're slicing it is because the club face is open. There's three reasons that could be causing it to happen. Reason number one, the club face is rolling open on the backswing and to the top. Reason number two, our grip could be too weak with our lead hand. Reason number three, we could be holding off the club through impact. So first, we got to get to the issue of why this face is opening. Then we can start to work on the direction that the club is moving. And then we can start to talk about the strike. So our goal today is not to hit this beautiful draw, but to understand why we're slicing it, correct the club face to overcome that slice, and then work towards a better movement. So first, if that face is open through impact, coming through, that ball's going to launch out to the right. The club face dictates the start line of the golf ball, and the path is going to create curve. Now, most of the time, a club path will be moving left with that open face. The other way that what may have happened is that your face may have been open through impact, and then you started to swing more and more and more left to try to counteract that, and then that also started to create a big slice. So think number one, I'm hitting these big pulls, I overcorrected, got the face open, now I'm hitting slices. The second way would have been having that face open, and then you started overcorrecting, swinging more left, creating more of a difference between the two. So think, your club face starts the ball, the path creates curve. If we are able to switch these, we can then switch how the club face and ball interact through impact, which creates a different type of curve. So first thing we want to look at is what we're doing with our grip. So now, what I want to do is check that left hand. What I typically like to see is the club sitting a little bit more in the fingers. We're going to see this hook. It's going to sit between the pad here and the underlying part of the finger. It's going to sit in the fingers, and then at the bottom here we have the squishy part of the hand. We're going to let the club sit there. So if I took these fingers off, I can just let it hang. It's going to sit in my fingers, and what we want to see when looking down at it is two knuckles. Now we can always strengthen a little bit more. You might see 2, 2.5, maybe 3, but I want to start with two knuckles here, and then the right hand, start with a neutral grip by sliding our hand down, covering our thumb with the pad of our hand, and having the V of our hand point towards the right side of our cheek. So two knuckles, neutral right hand, again. So first, we're going to have our grip that will help us understand how the lead hand's going to work and how we're going to release the club. Number two is going to be our takeaway. One thing that is very common is that we start seeing people roll the face, and we start getting this cupped position, we get to the top. Now we have a cupped position, the toe of the club's pointing down. We don't ever want to see that. Where we want to be in the takeaway is a club face that more matches your spine angle. Just a neutral grip. We're going to take this back. We're going to have the club face matching our spine. Now, when I take this back, there's a few things that you're going to feel in the takeaway. One, you're going to feel that the grip stays pointed at you until you get just to your right thigh. Two, the club face will be pointing back at the ball longer. So if I start to roll this open, it's no longer pointing at the ball. My hands are in the same spot. You see how that club gets up in the air fast too? So you're going to feel that the club head stays low. You're going to feel the butt of the club pointing at you longer. You're going to feel the face pointing at the ball longer. So now when we get to here, it matches my spine angle. I can get to the top. You'll notice that the face might actually look a little closed right there if I'm exaggerating it. And then the last piece is you might be holding it off through impact. So you might be coming through, holding it off like this, not actually allowing the club to release, and then you might get that infamous chicken wing. So what we want to feel is that we're going to allow this to release. When we get post-impact, you're going to notice the toes more up. I get past that to where my arms are parallel to the ground. You're going to notice that the club is starting to point back to where the ball is along my target line. So if I get here and I take it back and through, you'll notice that that's pointing back towards where the ball is. So let's go over our steps again. Step 1, we need to check the grip. We're making sure that the grip in the club is sitting more in the fingers. We're going to see 2 knuckles. And then from there, we're going to have a neutral right hand. Step 2, we'll check our club face in the takeaway. We're feeling the butt of the club point at us longer and the club face point back at the ball. Step 3 is allowing this to release. Now, our goal is to get this ball to start left. If we can start hitting straight pulls to the left, or even little pull hooks, we can then start to use our path to straighten the ball out a little bit. Just because right now we're trying to overcorrect the slice and hit these shots left, that's going to be our main focus. So, what I want you to do is do each piece individually. First, start with the grip. Make sure it sits in the fingers where we see those 2 knuckles. Get the right hand on neutral. After that, we're going to focus on club face in the takeaway. Can we feel the butt of the club point us a little longer? Can we feel that club face pointing at the ball longer, getting to a point here where the club face matches my spine angle? 3, can we let this release so the toe's more up through impact, coming around to this point to where the butt of the club starts pointing back down our target line better. And I want to start seeing these balls go left. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to do all 3. I'll get the grip, I'll get the takeaway, and I'll get my release, and we should see a hook from this. And again, when you're doing this, go step by step. Start with the grip, then the takeaway, then the release. I want you to figure out which one's your key. Once we have the key, then we can start adjusting the path. We can start adjusting the strike. So let's go ahead. Grip, 2 knuckles in the fingers, neutral right hand. I'm going to feel this in the takeaway. I'm going to feel the release. Let's see this thing go left. That is exactly what we expected. Right to the back left corner of the range, exactly what we wanted to see. Good grip, good takeaway, good release. I hope these 3 keys assist you in eliminating that slice forever. And once we start seeing that ball go straight left or a little pull draw, then we can start adjusting that path to allow our start line to start more right. Again, remember, face dictates everything. If you're slicing it, the face is open. Let's correct the face first, then our path, then our strike. Stay tuned for our next video that's going to discuss how to correct the path. We hope to see you again here soon at MLab Golf. Go ahead, click like and subscribe. Let us know any questions, and hey, let's enjoy golf a little bit more today.